Hasn't tonight been fun? I've loved it. And before we go any further, I just want to say a few thank yous, if I may. I would like to invite all the instructors. If you're an instructor of school music, would you stand, please? If you're an instructor, you know who you are. Please stand. We've seen you, but we want to say thank you so much to you. Now, over here has already been introduced, but Mr. David Rowland, our principal. David, thank you so much for the leadership that you give. Let's give David a hand. And last but not least, let me ask, if you're a parent of any of these kids, would you please stand right now? Parent or a relative of these kids, would you please stand right now? Let's give you all a hand. We want to welcome you. Parents, let me just say this. First of all, we are delighted to have your kids every week. We're delighted to have them every Tuesday, every Wednesday, on Sundays. But let me tell you something. You're invited too to the Salvation Army. And we'd love for you to come. Every Sunday, we have something for everyone. Every Tuesday, we have something for the ladies. And all throughout the week, we have something for just about every age imaginable. And so know that you're always welcome here at the Salvation Army. And if you don't have a church, we'd love for you to consider making us your church home. But we do want to welcome you parents. And today we start the Advent season. Today we start the Christmas season. And I'm not going to talk long because realistically, our gospel arts are going to be the one that gives us the devotional tonight. But let me just say this. A few years ago, I found myself in Tyler, Texas. My wife and I lived in Tyler, and it was there that I found myself going to a doctor. And I was going to a doctor, and I'd literally signed myself up to do this. And this is what they were going to do. This is going to sound disgusting. But they were going to cut my eyeballs open and shoot lasers in them so that I can see. Anyone had LASIK surgery? I've had it, okay? And literally before it, I was blind as a bat. I couldn't see anything, okay? You know how you go to the doctor with the glasses, and they will shave your glasses down as much as possible. You know, you pay that extra money to make sure that they're thin. Mine were still that thick after they were, shaved down. And so I was blind. I really couldn't see that well, and I had to use glasses. I had to use contact lenses to make me see well. And I remember just a few years ago going to the doctor, signing up, paying a bunch of money to go for him to cut my eyes open, okay, to shoot lasers in there, and then I could see differently. And it was amazing. Now, it didn't happen right away, because right away they have these things that are like literally taped over your head, and you can't look at light for a little while. But when I was first able to take those off, what a difference. It was absolutely amazing. The difference of everything that I could see. You know, sometimes at Christmas time, we sometimes become blinded by so many different things. So many times we get blinded by the rush of Christmas. How many of you did Black Friday? That's a rush, isn't it? But we get blinded sometimes by the rush that is Christmas. And sometimes we literally just need to take off the blinders. And when we look at that Christmas story, we're reminded of what God has done for each and every one of us. In Matthew chapter 1, verse 21, it says this: "She, being Mary, will give birth to a son, and you are to give him the name Jesus." Why? Because he will save his people from their sins. Folks, we are his people, and Jesus has come in to save us of our sins. All this took place to fulfill what the Lord had said through the prophet. The virgin will be with child and will give birth to a son, and they will call him Emmanuel, which means God with us. May we be a people who see that this Christmas season, that God is with us. His very presence is right here. Isn't that wonderful? His very presence is felt through making muffins. It's wonderful, isn't it? God is with us. This Christmas season, may we look. And as we look, trust me, you will find what you're looking for, because my God says if you seek, you will find. And so our prayer is right now, as our gospel arts, David's going to introduce us, but as our gospel arts comes and presents to us, may we look and see the Christmas story afresh and anew again. God bless you.